3, 2, 1.
Hey St. Mary grade 8s, it's Mr. McHenry back for a new math lesson. First off, I want to wish you and your families a happy Easter, and hopefully the Easter Bunny left some treats for you. We're going to be moving on to a new unit in math, and that unit is going to be on integers. And we want to, as with everything, we want to try to activate some of our background knowledge about integers that we know about. And we can see here that integers are both negative numbers and 0, and we have positive numbers. And obviously the negative numbers are less than 0, and the positive numbers are greater than 0. Okay, and just one thing that I just wanted to talk about as well is that, you know, we use numbers all the time, and sometimes we see a number like this, 3, okay, and that is a positive 3. So there's a little teeny weeny positive in front of that number 3, but we don't always put that in or put it beside it. So I just wanted to touch base about that. So when you see the number 3 like this, right, it is a positive 3. We just don't write that positive in all the time. So when we're looking at integers here, we also know that positive integers are always going to be greater than, okay, negative integers. So positive 3 is going to be greater than negative 2. Okay, or maybe a better one would be positive 2 is going to be greater than negative 8. Okay, even though 8 is greater than 2, we have this negative sign in there, and if we use a number line, and there's positive 8 over here, and then we have a negative 8 here, so this would be positive 2. We can see that positive 2 is greater than negative 8 here. So the next thing we want to talk about is, well, why do we got to learn this stuff? Well, there's many places in the world where we are using integers. So some of the things that, and I think this is really important, because if you're going to understand integers and understand which integers are greater or less than, I think it's great to have an example in your head that you can revert back to. So I think one of the best ones is the temperature outside. Okay, and you hear on the radio or on the news, etc., that, you know, we're going to have a high of positive or plus 5, okay, and there's going to be a low of minus or negative 3. Okay, so we hear that all the time. Another thing that where you might hear it is in geography. And we talk about the elevation. So a place like the Himalayan mountains is going to be 8,000 meters above sea level. And just of note, sea level is equal to 0, okay? So that would be, if it's 8,000 meters above, that would be positive 8,000. Versus Mariana's Trench, which is 11,000 meters below sea level. So that would be, again, sea level being 0. So that would be, because it's below, it would be negative 11,000 meters. All right, another place that we hear about it, and some of you are interested in this, is stocks. Okay, lots of news about stocks these days. So if a stock is moving up, it's moving in a positive direction. Okay, so it's positive, it moved up $5. Or if stock is moving down, that's a negative. So it went down $3 or it went negative $3. Another place that you guys would be interested in this is your bank account. Okay, when you put in a deposit or you add money, that's considered to be a credit. So you're adding $30. So that's positive $30 to your bank account. Okay, when we make a withdrawal, that's taking out money. And that's considered a debit. So maybe you take out money and you take out $50. So that will be seen in your bank account as minus $50 on your bank account. And the last one that I wanted to talk about, and this, some of you know about this already, is we have plus minus in sports. And the example that I want to use is in hockey. So in hockey, they have plus minus. So let's say you scored a hat trick. So you were on the ice. You were on the ice for 3 goals that your team scored because you scored them all. So you are plus 3. Okay. However, you were also on the ice when the other team scored 5 goals. So you are minus 5. And at the end of the game, we put this together and the coach looks at it and he says, yeah, this person scored 3 goals, but they were on the ice for 5 goals scored against us, and you are overall a minus 2. So that's in lots of examples in the world where we're using integers, and I would encourage you to, when you're reading stuff, when you're watching the news, etc., that you say, hey, we're talking about integers right now, and make sure you use those because it'll help you out when you're trying to understand this stuff when we're adding and subtracting and whatnot. So the last thing that we're going to look at now is ordering integers, and we usually order them from least to greatest. Okay, so from smallest to biggest. You can use a number line to help you out with that. Similar to what we did when we were comparing integers. So we have some integers here and we can use the number line. So we go, here's positive 5, negative 3, positive 2, 0, negative 4, negative 6, and positive 4. And then so if I want to order them from least to greatest, that would be negative 6. So I'm going from the left. I always go from the least is on the left to the right. Negative 6, negative 4, negative 3, 0, positive 2, positive 4, positive 5. All right, and that's our introduction to integers. There'll be some recommended work that'll be on the D2L site, so you can look for that work there and work through those questions. Please, if you do have any questions, need some assistance, please give me an email and be happy to help you out.